it said in-game ad, like they do like in-game sponsorships.
Just quick. I don't place it on Geodeposit 7. I'm not seeing, they think Rick Marchand purchased them yet.
Yeah, kind of. Hey, how would you say number 54's first name
54.
for Leominster?
Hopefully not playing.
Hopefully not. I mean, he's a sophomore,
I
but
would call him Eon.
Eon,
Eon Val.
Eon, 20.
But,
Look at
20.
20.
Number 20.
That's Ford.
Sport.
37, Lichme.
Sport,
Yeah.
wow, what?
37, Lichme.
Yeah, Lichme. I don't think Lichme's gonna be in there though.
Oh, probably not. But I don't know.
Cause you know why?
Wow, because he's a 37 with a wide receiver and DB.
Well, no one else will. Usually if you have that many names, you brought it up there.
Okay.
Does it look like Campbell wants to take off one or the other? Doesn't even look like there's, yeah, that's tough to imagine though, cause here's the reason why. All you're seeing is the Leominster sideline that might not be filled up right now, cause of traffic. It's like one of the most annoying schools to play at, if you're honest.
Hmm.
You know?
Hey, Robert.
Hello, hello.
Hi, nice to meet you. It's okay. Liam.
Robert.
Nice to meet you.
Robert, how are you doing?
Good.
I'm Liam's entourage.
Oh, okay. I understand. I'm usually baggage for my wife, or the donkey, as I like to say, because I'm usually carrying something.
The pack mule.
Beast of burden.
Yeah, the back man, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Here you go.
Robert, something I realized is that when they have their thing on the field,
Mhm.
they have their logo in the corner.
Well. Hold on, we can do about that.
Yeah. Well,
Are you all set?
I'm all set, I think.
Okay.
First time doing this.
Good luck.
Thank you, appreciate it.
No problem.
He always does great. So.
Thank you.
I forgot to put the map back.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some lemonade today, right?
Only if we get lemons.
My wife gives you lemons.
Make some lemonade out of grapes. What's the intro gonna be?
It's gonna be like basically just a 30. Have you watched any of the games on the YouTube?
It's been a while.
It basically just has a song and then some sponsors, and then it goes to the thing.
Okay. Is there like a way like from here I'll be able to see like when the intro's done, just so that way I know like roughly when to start talking?
Yeah. So that's a good point.
Or if you want, I can look over there and then you can just like signal me whenever it's done.
I can signal you.
Okay.
Yeah, just give 'em a-
Sounds good. If you want to just give me like a 3, 2, 1 count, that would be great.
Yeah, I can do that.
Perfect. Thank you. What's that?
You might have been one and done again.
Who?
I don't see Christian Lopez listed on your St. John's.
Oh, really?
You might want to do it, you don't have to get me, you don't have to get here.
Well, once I go through the intro.
My bad. See, head coach John Vassar, graduate St. John's alumnus. Their athletic director is Mike Mead. Who cares about their head of school? Leominster. Big names, Gates. Antononi, Canterbury.
LTV's Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors by MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com.
Good evening and welcome, Blue Devil faithful. We are back with you as we kick off the 2024 season opener for your Leominster Blue Devils. Tonight, Leominster will be taking on the St. John's Pioneers at Pioneer Field in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. After finishing off their preseason with scrimmages against Lowell, Cheshire, and Tewksbury, your Blue Devils looking to start off strong tonight against a traditional rival on their opponent's home turf. After going 6-5 last fall with an unfortunate first-round playoff exit, the Blue Devils look to improve as they try to revisit the playoffs with a third straight year. St. John's is fresh off a 6-6 season where they were also bounced by the Zavarian brothers early in the playoffs and looking for improvement. Last year when these two teams met for their season opener, St. John's prevailed 30-18 over the Blue Devils. So tonight is all about flipping the script if you're rooting for Blue this evening. This is Leominster Television, and we are here with you live tonight to kick off some electric football. I'm Liam Curtin, and here we go. So the big thing tonight, as you get like a season opener such as tonight, the big thing that you're going to see with these keys of the game, the first one, you want to set your tone immediately as soon as you step on the field. This is the most important part of the season because you're starting to get the nerves out. Everybody's excited. So if you can be physical and set the tone, whether it be your offensive line or setting it with your front seven on defense, that's going to be golden in making sure that you understand that teams are going to be watching this game and using it to prepare against you, as well as just for this game, trying to just make sure that when you're going against St. John's tonight, understanding that, hey, we're gonna be physical tonight and we're looking to maul you no matter what. Next, the big thing that we're going to see with Leominster tonight on offense, making sure that they use their running back duo of Xavier Cora and Aramis Reyes. Everybody knows who Osiris Lopez is this year, but when it comes to Xavier Cora and Aramis Reyes, these are going to be the two guys that I think for the entire year they're going to set the tone in terms of how this offense produces. Yeah, you've got some solid wide receivers on the outside, but just being able to run the ball in high school football, if you're able to do that, you're going to be able to set the tone of the game, and just being able to carry the load between the two of them, as they're probably going to be taking on a 50-50 split this year. And lastly, the big thing that when you are a defensive back or if you're a linebacker, open field tackling. We're going to see it a big, big, big impact from these guys as long as they can do that in the open field, because the big thing that you see from a St. John's offense, you're going to be seeing a lot of spread, and you're going to be seeing a lot of this team trying to get their guys in open space and trying to let their athletes be athletic. However, if you're on Leominster tonight, the big thing, basically, just make sure you put your shoulder into their hips, wrap around, and as long as they hit the ground, live to fight another down. That's going to be all you need. At the end of the day, whoever makes more open field tackles, that's typically the team that wins in high school football. So we're waiting here right now. Unfortunately, we're not able to do this live from St. John's, from Pioneer Field in Shrewsbury. So you're going to be cutting to me every once in a while. I'm here in the studio at LTV, and it's going to be a little bit of a unique experience for you folks, and I'm definitely looking forward to it tonight. And yeah, so that's going to be how we're kicking off the season. Looking like it's going to be a great year, especially for Osiris Lopez. He's going to be essentially the big piece of this puzzle when it comes to just being able to function as an offense. You want to be able to use efficiency, and you want to be able to use this offense. And you don't always, like we mentioned this last week, you're not always trying to go for these deep shots and whatnot. It's a lot of just consistency and efficiency.
Is it okay if I just cut to you during that? You won't know it's on you, so could you just like? It's gonna be hard to fill like caps, but
Am I going to see it like with the red though?
yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. I know this is like a lot to ask.
That's fine.
Hard to like empty out. But thank you so much.
Am I going to know when it's an ad?
I'll switch to you.
Sounds good. And we're back, folks. Right now, it looks like we're getting the captain meet-off between both teams as St. John sends their, looks like 4 captains out to Leominster's 5. As we await the coin toss here, this is going to be the big thing that sets a tone, whether or not you're going to be on defense or whether or not going to be on offense. Either way, special teams is going to be very important tonight. It was a big thing last year towards the beginning of the season where it was tough sometimes for that Leominster offense when they wouldn't be able to get a first down. Once they hit 4th down, the punting game was crucial. It was night and day difference once you hit the first half and the second half of the season. Once the punting started working, it created a lot less stress on the defense, and they didn't have to work as hard to get stops because it's such an important aspect of the game. You see with these special teams units, if you're able to flip the field going instead of, hey, let's say you miss it from your 30-yard line, being able to get it to the other team's 40-yard line, where instead of having to only go 45 or 50 yards, now they have to go that extra set of chains, and they have to go that extra 10 yards, whether it be from the opposite 40, from the opposite 30. That's going to be the biggest thing we see tonight, to see how much that this Leominster offense has changed between last year and this year, because if they can't get it done from time to time, being able to get it to the other side of the field, that's going to be so critical in these types of situations. And it just makes it that much easier for your defense. I mean, at the end of the day, I remember when I was playing, it was always a lot nicer to be able to start on the opponent's 20-yard line rather than having to be on your side of the field and realizing, oh, shoot, I don't know what's going to happen right here. I'm getting really worried. So just being able to understand that when you are in a different situation, there's going to be a lot of nerves tonight, and that's going to be the big thing that you're seeing tonight. A lot of these kids, there might be a lot of penalties to start the game, and that's just how it works sometimes. That's how it works at the beginning of every season. You're starting to get back into the swing of things where, yeah, we've been having these scrimmages, but actually having the first real game, that's when you get to see everybody going 100% for the entire game. And here, we're getting ready as St. John's looks to kick off. Kicker goes from both sides, and he kicks it deep. And we get it fielded here from the 10-yard line. As he goes up the middle, gets stopped around the 27-yard line. So Leominster will start this season on offense as we get to see what Osiris Lopez and this offense can do, as he's going to be behind center for now the third year as a junior. You don't see that too often. So a lot's on his plate this year. Doesn't matter, though. He's shown that he's been able to handle that and be able to just carry the offense and put it on his shoulders. He's able to create a successful offense. So now it's just being able to see how much more can we put on his plate this year? How much more can he do? As Leominster actually will be starting 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line, going to be 2 receivers to the offensive right, as Lopez takes the snap, looking for a receiver on a fade, going deep ball, and unfortunately broken up by the St. John's secondary. That looks to be Nick Barnes and Steven Setsos, 2 seniors for them, as it looks like Osiris was looking for Jadis Delgado to set the tone like we were talking about earlier, being able to have that first big play where you can dial up down the field for the post right there. Unfortunately, just not able to connect. We see right there with Nick Barnes, he was just able to be a little bit more physical at the catch point, which makes it a little bit more difficult for Delgado. And we have Osiris Lopez as he hands off to Xavier Core right here as he looks to go to the right a little bit, gets a little bit of room outside. First positive play of the Leominster season. Looks to be a 2-yard gain right here, 3rd and 8 for the Leominster offense right there. And that's going to be the big thing I think we see a lot of this year. We're going to see a lot of Cora just being able to bounce it to the outside, making sure that you get him one-on-ones against these corners and outside linebackers. Once he gets those opportunities, he's one of those types of running backs where as the game goes on, it's going to be so much more difficult to tackle because he's so elusive and he's just able to punish you after a while. As we go back 3rd and 8, Leominster, Lopez drops back, trying to find a little bit of magic, dumps off to his running back, Cora, right there. Unfortunately, going to be a little bit short of the first down here, although it's a nice pickup of 7. It's going to be about 4th and looking like 2 right here. So Leominster are going to be sending out the punt unit. St. John's, unfortunately, just got to put a little more air on that if you're Osiris Lopez, just to give Cora a bit of a chance where he can just catch it and get some extra yards after the catch. That's going to be the big thing you see right here is yak ability. And we're back to the game, and it's a bad snap, but we're going to see a punt right here as he's going down the sideline. Big hit at the end right there. We see a flag on the play, but that's a big one from Elijah Rivera right there, the punter. We're going to see what happens here as we're going to get a spot, and we await what is going to be this penalty here. I have a feeling that we're going to see a hold, unfortunately, right there. And it looks like that is number 44, John Wilson. Could not tell. I saw a 4 right there on both sides. So looks like it's going to be resetting 4th down, unfortunately. An electric play right there by Rivera. Just great heads up. Unfortunately, not going to work out. So we're going to see the special teams unit back out here. And it looks like they're going to take it 10 yards back. So it's going to be 4th and 12 from the Leominster 26 here now. Unfortunate turn of events. Just sometimes you got to be a little bit aware when you're just being able to block. And unfortunately, you don't get those calls too often as Rivera punts it off right here. And it takes a little bit of a, basically just lands right there in the bounce, unfortunately. And that's going to be picked up by number 80, Owen Parlin, spotted right there at the 45-yard line. Looks to be about a 31-yard punt right there for Rivera as we see the tides turn a little bit here as St. John's goes to offense. And it looks like their quarterback, number 7, Dylan DePietro, going to be a big night for him as we're looking to see what St. John's has in store here. Historically, a very spread-heavy team, so it looks like that's exactly what we're going to see here. 2 receivers to the bottom, a tight end, and a receiver to the top, with a running back in the backfield as St. John's looks to kick off their offensive start to the season. As we get a bad snap right here, DiPietro gets on the ball immediately, but that's unfortunately not how you want to start off if you're St. John's right there. Negative play, and it's looking like it's going to be about 8-yard loss right here. So it's going to be 2nd and 18 now from the 37-yard line. Hey, if you're Leominster, you're going to take that absolutely. I mean, anytime you can get a negative play to start off, basically first time being on the field for real this season, hey, you take that at the end of the day. That's exactly what you're looking for here. Looks like their center, unfortunately, number 78, Kyle Farmer, senior starter. Hopefully they're going to be able to connect a little bit better here on this play as St. John's comes out in quads. DiPietro drops back, rolls out to his right a little bit, trying to make some magic happen. Going to trust his legs and gets a pickup of about 4 here. Tackled on the play. That's number 59. Looks like Nathaniel Hankins. Sorry, folks. Nathaniel Hankins, number 59. He's been a stud last year. He's going to be a stud again this year. He's going to be basically leading the way for this Leominster front here, one of the few seniors on that defensive line. So we're going to be seeing 3rd and 12 here from the 43-yard line as St. John's is going to be looking to see what they can dial up here. Big thing is just being able to connect on 3rd down. Unfortunately, we didn't see it from Leominster. Looking to see if St. John's can change it up here for this Pioneer offense as we have 4 receivers, 2 by 2 on each side. DiPietro, as he's taking a quick snap right here, drops back, rolling a little bit, trying to move within the pocket, rolls out to his left, and he's going to get taken, swallowed up, unfortunately. Cora misses that tackle, but it's enough of a stop right there where he's able to get his guys behind him. It looked like it was Jadis Delgado there on the outside that was able to force him out of bounds. Huge play right there, being able to stop him on that 3rd and 12. It's exactly what you're looking for the first drive for Leominster. It's electric. I mean, unfortunately, you give them a tough field position in the long run. I mean, you're at the 45-yard line to start. So just being able to get that early stop when you're not in an ideal situation here. And it looks like St. John's going to punt right here. As he takes a snap, it's a little bit low. Going deep right here. And it takes a bounce, but he's going to field it off the bounce right there. Jadis Delgado looking for the stiff arm. Makes a guy sort of miss, but able to fall forward to the 28 here. A nice little about 14-yard pickup off the punt. Big play right there by Delgado, just being able to make a little bit of an interesting return right there. I mean, it's not too often that you see it bounce that quickly, and immediately Delgado just quick hands, being able to field it like it's a baseball and able to run to his left a little bit and just get a nice solid pickup off the return right there. As here we have Lopez in the pistol with Cora as the running back behind him. Leominster with 2 receivers to the top side as Cora is going to be taking it up the middle right here. He just swallowed up pretty quickly, but we're going to see a flag right here waiting for the official's mark on the field as we await the signal here. And it appears it's going to be on the offense, waiting to see if it's a pre-snap penalty or if it was an immediate holding penalty or something like that. As the officials all gather here, awaiting the play as we have 8 minutes and 13 seconds left. So about 4 minutes off the clock here to start the game. And we're waiting for this signal. False start or illegal formation on the offense. Looks like we're going to be seeing first one of the night for the Leominster offense. It's going to be the first real penalty for this offense. Second penalty of the game, unfortunately. So trying to see if we can clean up a little bit there. Try to just get a little bit more in the groove of the game. This is what I was mentioning earlier by you get nerves, so every once in a while it gets a little bit more of a scramble drill type of thing when you start. So that's going to be the big thing that we see from Leominster as Lopez in the shotgun with Cora to his right. Rolls out to his right, looking for the quick out right there. And that's a quick hitter right there to Ryan Ricker out of the slot. He's able to get a few, looks like about 7 yards. Actually, sorry, it looks like closer to 9 or 10 right there. So a great big play right there. And he's tackled immediately by Nick Barnes. So big safety play right there for Barnes. But that's the big thing that we're going to be seeing from Lopez this year is being able to hit that intermediate game. We saw that he was good when it came to the deep ball. It wouldn't connect all the time, but it was pretty frequent that it would. As Lopez takes a snap right here, gives to Cora, as Cora dances a little bit behind the backfield and able to pick up a few. Going to make it a real 3rd and short. Makes it nice and simple for this play calling here on this about 3rd and 3 here from the 35-yard line. As we start to see about 7 minutes left of this first quarter. And Leominster, quick tempo, trying to see if they can catch them. Looks like, however, St. John's going to call their first time out, trying to make sure that they get the proper personnel out there. Great job by Leominster being able to get that quick tempo offense, seeing if they can catch St. John's in a little bit of a hole. It's exactly what they do. St. John's has to burn a timeout right there. Big play right there. Doesn't seem like it, but when it comes closer to that second or the end of the second quarter there, when you get like that 2-minute drill, those timeouts are so crucial, just being able to put together a quick drive, seeing if you can put any points on the board. So being able to take one opportunity away from St. John's right there, absolutely just critical right there. And it's a big play right there for Leominster, being able to set up this 3rd and 3. We're going to see what Devin Gates tries to set up here as we're back to the field now. Officials calling in both the Blue Devils with the white tops and blue bottoms as St. John's, and they're all red uniforms today. And we're going to see what's dialed up here on this 3rd and 3. As it looks like Leominster are going to be sending 2 to the boundary side with Cora in the backfield along with Lopez with 3 receivers and a tight end. So the typical 11 personnel formation that we're seeing here. And Lopez looks to see if he can change it a little bit at the line. However, quick signal here as Lopez looking to Devin Gates to change the play here, as it's going to be a little bit of a different formation. We're going to see the jet pass right here to Ryan Ricker as he tries to get outside, trying to make a man miss, and he does. And we're going to see how the spot goes, but that looks like it's going to be close to a first down. Big play right there by Ryan Ricker, trying to just get shifty enough where you can get the first down, able to make a couple guys miss, and that's great blocking there on the edge right there. Looks like that's Mason Haddad, or Juan Miranda being able to just set the edge on the outside there. And it looks like that's going to be a Blue Devil first down as Lopez drops back. He's going to roll around in the pocket to his right, looking to see if he can scramble a little bit as he finds Delgado down the sideline. Perfect play right there. But he fumbles at the end, unfortunately. Big mistake right there for the Blue Devils. You make a big play, and unfortunately, just St. John's able to punch the ball out there at the end. Looks like it's Nick Barnes that's able to recover it. And I can't tell. It looks like number 44, Mac Vinton, for the Pioneers, just able to make a big game-changing play right there early in the game. That's unfortunately just not where you're looking to see right there from the Blue Devils. I mean, great play by Lopez, able to just direct traffic a little bit right there. And just unfortunately, Delgado, you just got to hold on to the ball a little bit there to the end. But big play right there for the Pioneers is now they're able to get a sudden change right there as they start from their 25-yard line. 1st and 10, high snap for DiPietro, going to a quick in right there to number 2, and we're going to see a penalty here, but that's Steven Nim right there, able to get a quick play, trying to see if he can pick up some yak right there as we're talking about that's those yards after catch that we're seeing. It's going to be big across all of football. It's going to be a penalty right there in St. John's, though. So we're seeing that these referees, they're not afraid to throw the laundry tonight. So we're going to be fun tonight. We'll see how it all turns out. But it looks like we're going to see them go back, whether it's a 5-yard penalty or not. It is, and it's going to be 1st and 15 from the 20-yard line here as we have 6.5 minutes left of this first quarter. DiPietro, that center to quarterback exchange right there. We've seen it now for I would say the third time. We saw that bad snap to start the game there for St. John's offense. It was a tough snap. And we see a couple of snaps later, it was a little low, and then there it's a little high. So just trying to see if St. John's can master that quarterback center exchange. It's going to be huge going down for the rest of this game. As he sends a receiver in motion as they go for their own jet sweep right there. Big hit on the outside. And that's Jadis Delgado. Might have fumbled, but he's going to be able to set the tone. He's decided, you know what? I might have made a mistake, but hey, let me see if I can make a big play right there. And that's exactly what he does. Stands over him at the end of the play. Huge from Delgado, just being able to capitalize a little bit right there. And then also, it looked like Benjamin Harriman on the edge right there. Or sorry, it looked like it was Cole DiPercio for the Pioneers that was able to get that jet sweep right there. So about a pickup of 1 at the end of the day. So we're going to see 2nd and 14 right here from the 21-yard line as St. John's back to that spread formation that they love and they die for, as DiPietro looking and surveying the defense here, trying to see if he can get any signals as they send a man in motion, trying to see if they can get any cues here. DiPietro looks both sides, and he looked to his right, looks to his left. Big play down the sideline, and right there, huge hit at the end of the play. And that looks like Elijah Rivera at the end for the big hit, but it looks like Paul Hanlon, the man in motion, able to work down the sideline. Just a little bit of a soft spot in that zone right there. Unfortunately, just being able to find that open zone for the Pioneers. Big play right there for the Red. And we're going to see 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line after looked like a nice little, I would say, 34-yard pickup right there for Paul Hanlon and the Pioneers offense as they look to get back to that spread offense. DiPietro back in the gun as he looks for the snap right there. Looks to the inside zone right there. Big tackle right away. Able to get a couple more yards at the end there. And it looks like that was number 31, Michael Walsh, able to come in there with a couple other people. That's going to be another one of those things that we're going to see right here from these linebackers. Outside of Xavier Cora, who's going to be the type of guy that steps up in this front seven? We know that Nathan Hankins, he's been very reliable on that interior. So just being able to have someone else outside of Cora and Hankins, get that third sort of just front seven guy, if you can have that, that's crucial, and just being able to set the edge and being able to just stuff the run, especially. As DiPietro, 2nd and 6 here from the 41-yard line. DiPietro looking on both sides as he goes again, this time for an outside zone right here. And St. John's running back, it looks like it's Joshua LaBarge, number 28, I think. And big wrap-up tackle right there at the end. And it was Xavier Cora. So, again, a guy that we're going to be talking about him all season. Cora's going to be basically what gets this defense running. It all runs through him. At the end of the day, these play calls, they come into him for a reason because he's the captain of the defense. And that's just what we're going to be seeing all season right here. And sorry, that was Ricardo Navedo at running back for St. John's here. As DiPietro trips to his right, trying to see if he can find a soft spot in this zone right here. As Leominster are looking like they're going to be sending heat, but it's able to get 5 for the offense. That's a false start right there. Able to send a little bit of fake pressure from that top side. Able to make that left tackle and left guard jump a little bit. Throws them off their game. They flinch. That's going to be 3rd and 8 now. Huge, huge game changer right there. Instead of a 3rd and 3 where you don't know what you're going to get. Now 3rd and 8, we're probably going to be seeing a pass play here, looking for anything of an out route, looking for anything inside on that dig type of middle of the field area. But now St. John's sending out a 2x2 set of receivers as DiPietro looks on both sides. And he takes the snap, drops back a little bit, looking to his right side, rolls out, hits the middle right there. And that's a big play right there. Number 19, Cole DiPercio, Huge play right there. Able to pick up the first down as he goes down at about the 31-yard line. Huge pickup right there. An unfortunate turn of events for the Blue Devil defense. I think that's going to be the big thing right here that we're trying to see here is that St. John's is able to improvise these plays at the end and just be able to scramble a little bit as DiPietro hands off to Novato right there. And he's going to get a nice little pickup. Looks like about 6, so it's going to be 2nd and 4 right here. Great inside zone play at the end. A little bit of some pushing at the end. But, again, that's just some of these kids. They're excited to get, like, a real hit against somebody else that's not also wearing white and blue. So being able to just hit someone in red tonight, that's going to be huge that we see here tonight. And St. John's, as they are back for this 2nd and about 4 from the 25-yard line, sorry. And DiPietro takes the snap a little high, gives it to his running back, Novato, and it looks like he's going to get the first down here. Big run on the inside zone. That's the big thing we're seeing right here. It looks like St. John's has a little bit of size here on this offensive line, and definitely a little bit more than what Leominster has, so they're going to try and see if they can win in these trenches here. Just being able to rely on your offensive line. That's a big thing. If you have a good run game and you have good guys up front that you can just rely on, is going to be huge for this Pioneer offense. And DiPietro moves up a little bit, trying to see if he can identify what this defense looks like. Sends the man in motion across, and that's DiPercio on the jet sweep right there, setting the edge, and that's a big play from Elijah Rivera, being able to come in right there. And that's also, I think that was number 88. Looked like Benjamin Marchetti. Huge play right there for him as well. But Rivera, as we now are at the end of the first quarter here, and we have a 0-0 game right here. Big defensive matchup right here between both sides. And we're starting to see as St. John's putting together a little bit of a more positive drive than what they've seen before, as you know, they now have made it within that red zone area that they're trying to capitalize a little bit more on. That's going to be the big thing right here that we see. But between both sides, once you get in the red zone, can you just make sure that you're able to put points on the board? And we see it especially from DiPietro. He was able to hit DiPercio a couple times on those chunk plays. He was able to hit Hanlon on that one down the sideline. Just being able to, when these plays, they break down for the defense, if you're Leominster, if you're able to just contain it a little bit better, just be able to understand that, yeah, it's a zone, but once you break down these guys, it turns into basically a man-on-man scheme. Whoever you're closest to, stick to them like glue, and those are going to be the ways that you're able to stop these improvisational type of plays here. And that's going to be the big thing that we see from the secondary. If they're able to just improve on these tiny little things as the game goes on, it's going to be huge for the Blue Devil defense. As St. John's is back on the field here. And we see them sending out 2-by-2 set right here. Looks like DiPietro going to set the offense here from the 18-yard line. As he looks to take the snap. And he gets it, drops back a little bit, looking to his left, looking for the fade right there. Nobody there, unfortunately. And it looked like he was trying to hit his outside receiver on a goal line fade. Just a little bit too high right there. Can't tell the number from this angle, unfortunately. It looks like number 11, John Papagni, for this Pioneers offense. Just trying to see if they could get a nice little matchup that they preferred right there. Unfortunately, no dice. Great defense right there from Elijah Rivera on the outside. And here we go. Pioneers, 3rd and 8 from the 18-yard line here. Trying to see if you can put up a crucial first down for the offense. If you're the defense, just make sure you can shut them down. As DiPietro, RPO right there. Big block right there. And unfortunately, looks like it's a huge block right there from their defense. That looks like it's number 13, Charlie Garacha right there. Looks like that was number 19. Huge block right there by Cole DiPercio. Not only just being able to do it catching the ball, but having receivers that can block down the field for these wide receiver screens. It was huge right there. He was basically able to set a block on 2 guys. Unfortunately, just the corner out there was not able to just signal it into his inside guy quick enough. It looked like that was Juan Miranda out there. He was able to track it down from behind as we now have 1st and goal from that 8-yard line here. DiPercio trying to call out who the will linebacker is as DiPercio goes in motion, faking the jet, and it's an inside zone right there to Novato. And he's stopped immediately. That looks like it's number 66, Antoine Lino Diego. Huge play right there, being able to just set the front right there, being able to just shed your guy that's on you. If you can set that long arm type of thing right there, that's beautiful right there as him and Hankins, you're able to just control that front. As it looks like Leominster, they've been heavy on this 4-3 here, where you have a 4-man front, but it's been really big right here. And we're going to see the Pioneers offense back out there. As another key piece of this Leominster defense is going to be Mikhail Powell as he sets the front also. As it's DiPietro, fakes the handoff right there, rolling out to his left. He's going to trust his legs a little bit right there. Hankins, unfortunately, going to be 6 on the board for the Pioneers offense. And that was Benjamin Marchetti at the end coming in. Unfortunately, just tackled him into the end zone. That's one of those things where you just got to know where you are on the field. You can't just dive at him. I know you're running a million miles an hour, but if you're tackling him into the end zone, unfortunately, just a little bit of a key mistake right there. Just going to be something you learn from going forward. If you can just be able to wrap the guy up, and instead of putting your weight forward, if you can put it to the side, maybe that stops him at the 1 and gives the defense just a better chance on 3rd and goal. But again, at the end of the day, DiPietro with 6 on the board. Big play right there for St. John's as we await the PAT, and it looks like it's up, and it is good, and that is 7-0 for the Pioneers as they start this game off with the first score off the legs of DiPietro. Just being able to have a quarterback that scrambles, it seems to be probably the most crucial thing you're going to see in all of football, whether it be high school, college, the pros. Being able to have a quarterback that can just move outside of the pocket and create anything with his legs, that's huge going forward. And it looked like it was about a 12-play, 75-yard drive right there for the Pioneers. That's going to be the other big thing. I mean, just trying to get off the field if you're a Leominster. You had a couple big 3rd downs there that if you can just stop them there, maybe they punt, maybe they go for 3. But that's going to be trying to be something that you build off of for the rest of this game. And it looks like we're going to have here as St. John's kicks off from the 40-yard line, going deep right here as he gets it deep in his own end zone. As he's going to move a little bit outside, he's going to find a little bit of wiggle room right there. It looks like it's Ryan Ricker going to be the return man for the night, probably. One of their more shifty wide receivers. You see him typically in the slot usually, but I mean, hey, if you can get, he is shorter, but that also helps with his ability of, hey, it's tougher to tackle these like kind of shorter, I would say more jittery type of guys where they're more quick twitch. Just being able to have these types of guys where you can get the ball out there, it's just so pivotal. And we're going to see here as Leominster tries to see if they can answer the Pioneers score here from the 23-yard line. 1st and 10. Lopez hands off right there. And it looks like that's Cora. I can't tell at the moment. Sorry, Aramis Reyes, first carry of the game right there for him. He's going to be the type of guy that you're going to see a little bit more of. He has that mauler mindset where I'm not going to run around you. I'm running right through you. Doesn't matter. I can take this hit. He has a bit of a wrestling background, so that probably is where that stems from. He's probably one of those types of kids where, hey, I'm a little psychotic. I want to hit someone. You love to see it from your running backs. As Reyes is going to stay out there. Lopez from the shotgun. And it's going to be a counter right there. Reyes able to find some room right there, going to the outside. Big tackle right there from that cornerback. got a little bit of room, but oh man, that's a great open field tackle that you're going to see right there from Asante Kamenya, number 5 for the Pioneers. Big play. And Reyes, you got a little bit of movement right there. It looks like about a 3-yard pickup. So we're going to see about 3rd and 5 here from the 28-yard line. That's going to be huge for Lopez right here. What can he dial up here on this crucial 3rd down? Drops back a little bit, sitting in the pocket. Nope, going to move out, and he's going to use his legs. This is a staple for his game here, and he's just going to trust himself at the end of the day. Going to try and see if he can make it, taking a few people with him, but it's going to be a swarm of Pioneers as they're all going to jaw jack him on that sideline. And just at the end of the day, I mean, he's able to use his legs, but just unfortunately, just not enough wiggle room there. I mean, looks like the Pioneers defense just able to collapse on him right away. Just not enough separation from his wide receivers. And it looked like that was number 0, Griffin Harding, that was able to come in on the tackle there at the end, being able to spear that sort of gang tackle that we like to call it in football. As we're going to see here, it looks like Elijah Rivera backed up on it. A little bit of a high snap. Boots it off, and that's a pretty big punt right there. Fair catch, muffs it, and that's going to be huge right there. Picked up by St. John's. Huge play right there. Big tackle at the end right there, and that looks like it's number 80, Owen Parlin. Big special teams play right there. Able to just get in the returner's face a little bit, but it's, Asante Kamenya recovers it, but Parlin, and it couldn't tell who the other guy was there on the edge, unfortunately. A little bit tough to see the numbers there, but huge play from those Gunners right there. Able to set them even further back, and that's a huge punt at the end of the day. That's almost a 50-yarder, probably closer to like 45, but at the end of the day, if you can get that from your punting unit, that's huge. I mean, you set the opponent up on the opposite side of the field. It's going to be a lot more difficult for this Pioneer offense as they start from the 27-yard line. 1st and 10, about 8 minutes and 15 seconds left on this first quarter. DiPietro hands off to Navedo, his running back, and he's taken down on the edge right there by the outside linebacker. And it looks like that was Xavier Cora. Sorry, not the outside linebacker. Just Cora being able to track it down from that middle of the field. That's what you get from him. You're getting a guy that runs sideline to sideline. And again, we're going to be talking about him all season long. And there's a big reason for it. He's probably going to be one of the best defenders you see in Central Mass. Honestly, I'd say he's probably one of the better defenders in the state. But hey, that's just me. It might be a little bit biased. I don't think so. Anyhow, we're going to see DiPietro back from the shotgun as we get 2-by-2 from the Pioneers. Drop back, quick fire right there to the curl, and big stop right there. Looks like that was Juan Miranda being able to just jar the ball loose and making it a little bit tougher for that receiver. Huge play right there from Miranda. That's exactly what you like to see from these corners. If you're able to get a guy that just, at the end of the day, if he can just make plays on that edge right there, that's going to be huge for this defense. Being able to just have physical guys all over the field. You can't ask for anything more if you're a defensive coordinator. And we're going to see right here, St. John's sending trips out to the bottom side to the offensive left. Going to see a little bit of a shift right here from the Leominster defense. As DiPietro takes the snap, he's looking towards the middle of the field, moving a little bit out there. Lino Diego making it a little bit tough for him. And it looks like that's Benjamin Marchetti able to take him down at the end. Sophomore linebackers, so we got a little bit of youth in this front 7 here. So again, he's going to be able, this is one of those types of kids, he develops over the year. You get him more reps, he's going to understand the defense a little bit more. That's something you love to see from these outside linebackers. And we're going to get a 3rd and about 7 here from the 31-yard line as a timeout is taken by the Pioneers. Sorry, that's 4th down, actually. I'm just losing track here. I'm not on the top of my game. Sorry, folks. 4th and 6 from the 31-yard line as we get about 7 minutes as the clock ticks a little bit in this second quarter. as the Pioneers trying to get the right personnel out on the field. Looks like a little bit of sort of a where's everybody going type of call here. And it's interesting. You see it from the special teams unit from St. John's. They have really big gaps between these linemen here. As we're going to see it here. As the punter gets it, and it's a big boot right there. Huge and good recovery right there. Jadis Delgado just being able, not quite a fair catch, but hey, I'm just going to make sure that I'm not like that St. John's punt returner where I'm not going to fumble the ball. I'm going to make sure that Leominster walks away with this, learning off of his own mistakes after, unfortunately, 2 drives ago with how that fumble ended, being able to just. And we're going to see right here, 6.5 minutes left from the Leominster offense. As it looks like Lopez is going to go from the pistol right here with Cora behind him. With a tight end to the offensive right. Looking to Cora right away, and he's tripped immediately right there. Huge play. Looks like that is number 87, AJ Moan, or it's Aiden Danello. I'm going to take a guess. I thought I saw an 87 AJ Moan right there. Big play right there for that defensive front right there for the Pioneers. And I'm sorry, that is 97 Aiden Danello. Huge play right there. Able to trip up Cora, not letting him get any room to work with as we get a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 from the 33-yard line here. And we're going to see it's been a little bit stagnant here for this Blue Devils offense. We've only seen a couple big shot plays as we saw that Delgado one, unfortunately, ended in a fumble. Lopez going to be a QB keeper here on the read option, trying to just get him moving a little bit. And he's just going to trust his legs. Hey, why not get your most explosive playmaker the ball in open space? Huge pickup of about 11 on the play. We're going to see 3rd and 1 right here from the 44-yard line. But as we're talking about, just being able to have any sort of just explosive plays that you can get in this offense, that's going to be huge. And Lopez is probably one of the best quarterbacks in the state that's going to be able to do that. So, hey, why not just put the ball in our best playmaker's hands? Why not? That's exactly what you do with the read option. You get him in space. These linebackers, it's a little bit tougher to tackle him. As Lopez hands off the Cora right there. Just trust him. And he's going to find some wiggle room as he moves down, and he's going to get tackled at about the 32-yard line. Huge pickup for Cora right there. About a pickup of 23 on the play. That's exactly what you're looking for right there. Just being able to just trust your guys. Eventually, he was going to break one. As Leominster trying to get back to that quick tempo offense right there on the ball. Going right back to Cora. And looks like a little bit of a different result on this one. However, it's going to be about a 2-yard pickup right here from the 30-yard line. And again, big tackle right there. Number 0, Griffin Harding for St. John's. We're going to see a penalty here, so let's see if that play is changed at all. And we're waiting for that penalty flag right here as the referees are joining together to see what the final outcome will be. To look to the Leominster sideline. And it looks like a declined. Sorry, it was an offsides by the defense. So it's going to be 1st and 5 now. So that last inside zone play, it was either an offsides or it was too many men on the field. Most likely too many men, as it looked like St. John's was trying to sub in and out of personnel. Again, that's what Leominster is really trying to take advantage here. Lopez taking the snap eventually, and then Reyes to his right. Lopez sitting in the pocket, going to try and use his legs a little bit, able to maneuver around a little bit, moves out, and it's dropped by the defense. Hit Daniel Wing right in his chest. Just unfortunately, Wing not able to come down with it. That's going to be something where if Leominster scores on this drive here, you're going to be looking at him like, oh man, like we had Lopez hit him right in his hands. And Lopez might have gotten away with one there as he was getting pressured there by Joey Morris, one of their front 7. And we're going to see 2nd and 5 here with about 4 minutes left of the second quarter. And we're going to see what Leominster has to dial up here. Lopez takes the snap, hands it off to Reyes right here. He's just going to move forward, just get a couple yards. That's all you can ask for on those inside zone plays right there. It's definitely a staple of the Leominster offense, just being able to have the inside zone. As we're going to see a 3-yard pickup right there. 3rd and 2 from the 25-yard line. And again, this is just these crucial plays right here. As we're going to get a timeout here by St. John's, as they want to just address the situation, see if we can just put out the right call, put out the right defense there. That's what you're looking for. And for Leominster, you're just going to get another second to just really decide, all right, we got a big play on 3rd and 2. Who knows? For all we know, that they might be thinking that this is 4-down territory, as we're not entirely sure on how the kicking situation is going, as we haven't seen any of that in the preseason. So for all we know, Devin Gates could be calling up a play that's going to set up a 4th down in case, but we're going to see 3rd and 2 right here as the Blue Devils, they're going to be looking to set up basically how can we try and get our first points on the board, trying to answer for what St. John's just did to us. And that's exactly what you're looking for right here. You're trying to see, hey, we've gotten a few explosive plays. We've gotten a nice little 10-yard chunk play with Lopez. We got a 20-yard chunk with Cora. If we can just keep this going and just put points on the board, that's exactly what you're looking for here, as they're going to be from the 25-yard line, 3rd and 2, as we've mentioned a couple times. We're going to see 3.5 minutes left of this half. And it's been a very low-scoring game so far, but again, that's kind of what you can get out of defenses like this, where it's very physical, and just that's what you're looking for here from both sides. I mean, I'm sure neither team's defensive coordinator is going to complain a low-scoring game. But here we are, Lopez in the shotgun here, drops back, looking for the deep ball here, and that's a catch. And he's able to get a foot in. Huge play right there. Ryan Ricker with 6 on the board. Mr. Official, put your hands up as Leominster is on the board for a 7-6 ball game now. And that's a great throw by Lopez, putting it where only Ryan Ricker is able to get it on that nice little corner route from the slot. He's able to get past the defense. And that's exactly what Ricker, he picked it up a little bit more on the edge of that second half of the season, where we saw he was a lot more explosive down the field. So just being able to get a guy like that on your offense, just having him come back and building momentum off that, it's huge, as Elijah Ricker puts it between the uprights, and that's going to be a tie ball game here. 3 minutes and 24 seconds for the half. And that was a 6-play drive right there, and it was about 65 yards on the drive. Ends in 7 for the Blue Devils. So again, I'm sorry, I don't know if they marked that last one, if it was good or not. On the scoreboard, we're getting 7-6. Looks like it's just taking them a little bit of a second. Sorry, folks. I know it's going to be a little bit tough for the visual aspect here. Again, it's a little. This has been a work in progress here. We've got a little bit of a unique scenario here at LTV. However, we're going to be making it work for you. That's exactly what we're looking to do for you folks, as we know you all are diehards that are listening here, and we appreciate everything you guys have been doing, and we're looking to get the best content out here. As Elijah Rivera kicks off to the 15-yard line, and it's going to be looking for a little bit of a nice return right there for the Pioneers. At the end of the play right there, that's Daniel Wing with about a 19-yard pickup after getting after fielding the kickoff. And St. John's, we're going to see it right here. What are they going to do? Leominster answered them. And now we're going to get about 3 minutes left. So we're going to see a little bit more of a quick tempo offense here. 7-7 ball game. And here we go. DiPietro with the spread offense as he sends his man in motion. That's DiPercio. fakes the jet sweep inside zone to Navedo. And it's going to be a big pickup right there of 6. That's exactly what you're looking for on those inside zones. You're just trying to get these linebackers seeing the motion and just trying to move with that. Instead, we're going to go right at the teeth of the defense. Exactly what they do right there, as they're going to go quick tempo. DiPercio back in motion, going right back to that jet fake inside zone to Navedo from DiPietro. And we're going to wait the spot of the ball. It looks like it's going to be a first down here from the way it's looking, as the chains are moving. And that's going to be 1st and 10 here for this St. John's offense. Huge pickup, going back-to-back, same play. They saw what they saw what worked, and then they liked it. So we're going to go right back to it, picking up 10 yards on both of those carries. And we're going to see 1st and 10 from a little bit outside of the 45-yard line here. DiPietro looks to his right. He's looking to his left down the middle, looking for the post right there. A little too high, trying to connect with his receiver. And it looks like that is Jack Floyd running the post right there from that outside. Just, again, DiPietro just got to put a little bit more air under it if he wants his guy. And sorry, that's not 80. That is Gavin Bourget. And, again, so we're going to see about 2 minutes, 24 seconds left of this half. St. John's got to get back to the ball here. 2nd and 10. From the 45-yard line, as DiPietro trying to look at see what the defense is going to give him here, as he's got trips to the far side, motion across, and we're going to get a flag here. Looks like it's going to be on the offense. And it looks like just a false start right there, unfortunately for the St. John's offense. However, we're pretty happy about that if you're rooting for blue tonight. 2nd and 15 here from the 40-yard line, as it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. Awaiting the official call right here, as we get a little bit of some motion from the stripes. And St. John sends their offense back out there, as they have trips with a tight end to the far side. DiPietro in the shotgun. Navedo to his left, as they're waiting. See what St. John's has for this next play. And looking for the quick snap. Unfortunately not there. 2 minutes, 9 seconds left in this second quarter. And we're seeing press from the corners here from Leominster. Dropping back, moves up in the pocket, and rolling to his right. Dialing up a big play right there. Dropped, unfortunately, by his wide receiver. And that looks to be number 11, John Papagni. Unfortunately, just not able to finish the play right there. Juan Miranda makes it a little bit tougher, where he has to adjust to the ball. Almost got it off the tip right there, unfortunately. But hey, at the end of the day, you'll take it. So we're going to see 3rd and 15 right here. Trying to see, hey, can we come up with a stop right here? Are we able to just get something and get some time left for our offense to see, hey, can we just put 3 on the board? Maybe we can put 7 on the board. Anything more, just making sure that St. John's ends this play with their punt team coming out. So we're going to see 3rd and 15 right here from the 40-yard line. DiPietro from the shotgun. Navedo to his right. Trips to the far side. We're going to see right here, St. John's. DiPietro, it's going to be a quick rollout to his right as he sees the flood concept. Looking for the out route, just a little bit too short or too high, depending on the receiver he was looking for. Unfortunately for St. John's, punt team is coming out. Great stop right there from the Blue Devils. That's exactly what you're looking for. Hey, we might have given up a first down right there, but we buckled down and we're able to get a 4th and 15 opportunity right here. Going to be huge right here for the Blue Devils to see what they can do with about 2 minutes left on the clock, as we await the kick right here. That's going to be the big thing. Good snap right there. A little bit of a sky-high punt right there, trying to see if we can make it with a little bit of a bounce, and it looks like it's going to stop at about the 38-yard line for this Blue Devil offense. And got a little bit of momentum off that last series. Just Lopez using his legs, Cora with an explosive run right there off the inside zone. And then you go right to that corner route by Ryan Ricker. He's able to find some separation, get past the defense. Lopez drops it right in the bucket. That's how we got our 7 points last drive. See if we can just get a little bit more off of that. As we have a new running back in the game, Michael Walsh with Lopez takes the snap, going right across the middle for his post. Huge play right there. And that's Ryan Ricker just going to he's stepping up right now. I mean, he usually not a guy that you're looking for a jump ball, but he's just physical at the catch point. It's exactly what you're looking for on these post routes, and trying to just make sure he lets that defensive guy know, hey, I just caught it over you. As Lopez going to move a little bit here in the pocket as he's going to get out of bounds there, but a nice little pickup right here as Leominster, I think they found a little bit of something that's working right here. And that's going to be a first down for Lopez at the end of the day. Nice little pickup of 14 as we're going to see him marked down at about the 27-yard line. And we're a little bit outside the red zone right here. But, hey, this is nothing better you could ask for Leominster. You start the game off with the ball. So, unfortunately, you're not going to get it back on that second half. But if you can just put some points on the board, make sure that you go into half with a lead, it's exactly what you want to be doing as you're talking about what we did right on that halftime speech. As Ryan Ricker set across the formation right there, Lopez dropping back, looks to his left, looks to his right, looks for the dump off right there, and he finds Ricker. Ricker just able to make a guy miss. I mean, this has been huge. I mean, these past two series right here, Ryan Ricker from Lopez, it looks to be the connection that we're seeing. I mean, all last season we saw that the chemistry that Delgado and Lopez had throughout the entire season, it just completely ramped up. And then we would see the splash plays from Ryan Ricker. And again, I guess it makes sense when you see these splash plays in these quick tempo offenses. It's usually when your athletic guys tend to step up. It's exactly what we're seeing from Ryan Ricker right here, as it seems like he's just the guy to dial up on that last touchdown, and just back-to-back solid plays right there for him receiving the ball. As Lopez drops back, going to move up in the pocket, see if he can get some room to work with. Slides down right there, right ahead of Griffin Harding. Didn't want to take that big hit, as we're going to get to see some clock run off, and the quick tempo offense is back out there. We're going to get just under a minute on this first half here as the plays getting spread out to everybody. Making sure that both slot receivers understand what's going on here. Lopez trying to see if he can call out the formation. Takes it, drops back. He's going for the fade right here. Jump ball. Unfortunately, that's going to be an interception for the Pioneers. Huge play from Nick Barnes right there. It looked like he was going for Delgado on the jump ball. Delgado just thought there was not enough room to work with. Barnes, on the other hand, makes a play, able to attack the ball at its highest point, get a foot in bounds, and just unfortunately, Delgado just didn't go for the ball, and unfortunate at the end of the day. I mean, huge play by the Pioneers, but trying to go for that shot play at the end right there, just not able to get it. So the Pioneers going to get it from their 20-yard line now off the touchback. We're going to see if they try to get a quick set of plays going together here. And we're going to see this offense spread out a little bit. DiPietro back as the quarterback with Navedo as his running back. And motion across the field. Fakes the jet, and he's going to keep it right here for DiPietro. And he's going to get stopped immediately in the backfield. Looks like Antoine Lino Diego, Aramis Reyes, just a party in the backfield right there for your Blue Devils. Able to stop him for a loss of 5, trying to make sure that they get that power read right there for the Pioneers, making sure that you're shutting that down immediately. Don't let these elusive quarterbacks get any room to run. And it looks like they're going to take that to the half, and that is it, folks. 7-7 St. John's, Leominster, tie ball game going into the second half as both these teams are going to take a much needed rest. Or actually, sorry, it looks like a timeout was called. Maybe you're going to try and get one last play here. It's a little bit unusual. I mean, when you're 85 yards away, you're typically not looking to go for a final play. But, I mean, hey, who am I to know what St. John's looks to do here? And it looks like we've got about 8 seconds left in this first half. We're going to see right here as both teams just try to settle in, make sure that there aren't any big plays allowed here. And St. John's sending the offense back out there. And going to be interesting. They have trips to the far side of the field, and then Stephen Nim isolated on that bottom side. Wouldn't be shocked if they favor a matchup down there. DiPietro takes the snap, looking for something deep. He's going to roll out a little bit, trying to see if he can just get enough room to work with. And unfortunately, just a little bit out of the reach of Paul Hanlon. Hit him in the hands, but looks like we're now going into the half. 7-7 officially, folks. And we got a tie ball game. This has been a fun one on both sides. A lot of good things happening, whether it be your defense or whether it be your offense if you're a Leominster. We saw there at the end, it's really just two plays that are the difference in terms of how this outcome is, whether it be that fumble from Jadis Delgado after making that explosive play. So just being able to crack down on these turnovers, just be able to control the ball a little bit more in the second half, and we're going to see a lot more opportunities. I mean, that's going to be the big thing. And then on defense, if you're able to just get the offense off the field, we saw that on all but one drive. You're in a golden spot right there. I mean, this secondary has been a lot better as opposed to what we saw last year. It was a work in progress from time to time. But, I mean, Juan Miranda and Jadis Delgado at corner, they've been really physical and just not allowing any huge plays. Every once in a while, I mean, yeah, you're going to let up a 20-yard pass every once in a while. I mean, that's a typical life of a secondary right there. But just the fact that they're able to set the tone on the edge when it comes to these outside run plays and just being able to funnel everything inside, that's going to be huge going forward. And the other big thing too, I mean, we saw what Leominster did well. They do well in these quick tempo offenses because you're able to see this connection now with Lopez and Ryan Ricker. If you're able to just continue that going forward, that's going to be golden. And like he's one of those slippery slot receivers where, hey, he's just shifty enough where he knows how to get open and he's fast enough where he's going to get behind the defense. That's explosive for an offense like this. When you have a quarterback that, hey, we're going to have to focus on if this guy takes off and whatnot. But again, that's what we're looking at here, whether it be what Leominster wants to attack in the second half here. And we're going to take a quick halftime break as we'll be back with you. 7-7 tie ball game, Leominster St. John's. Okay. I wasn't sure just because the camera, like it still has the red. So I wasn't sure. All right.
But yeah, you're doing a great job, honestly.
Awesome. Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're on board. No, it's just, you're on board, man. Yes. So right now, we're what, -2 in the turnover? You usually don't.
And we are back, folks, for this second half of high school season opening football as Leominster looks to go back to the kickoff as they kick off right there. Elijah Rivera, huge over the head. And that's going to be a big one right there. That's going to really set it up right there. Oh, man. And he's going to make a little bit of room right there. Nevado off the return, I think. But again, huge kick right there from Elijah Rivera. I mean, sets up the coverage a little bit different, and Nevado automatically has to take it out of the end zone there because he started the catching process outside of the end zone, but because it goes in and he's fumbling, it counts as a fumble essentially, because once it hits your hands, that's where you have to do it from there essentially. You can't fair catch because you're in motion. It's one of those tough sort of situations if you're the St. John's returner. But again, Elijah Rivera, huge play right there. And here we go, back to DiPietro as he hands off to Nevado right there. First play of the second half, and it looks like there's going to be a nice little pickup of about 6. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be about 6, and I think we're going to see Jadis Delgado and Xavier Cora in there on the gang tackle at the end. And here we go. Second and 3 from about the 32-yard line. Ended up being a pickup of 7. DiPietro back, gets the snap, and he's immediately swallowed up. And that looks to be number 57. Huge play right there by Mikhail Powell. And he's a freshman right there, so make sure you guys understand that we're going to be seeing him in white and blue, hopefully, for the next 4 years, and he already looks like a stud tonight. He's been really good as just one of those sort of defensive ends for this Leominster front. Being able to have guys like that where they're young, but they're going to be projects, obviously. But if you can contribute at a high level already as a freshman, we're going to love to see that. I mean, we saw that with Lopez on offense as a quarterback. He's been leading the offense for that entire time. However, we see a timeout now, and looks like a penalty called there. We're waiting to see what's going on there. But again, after that last play, loss of 5, and again, Mikhail Powell, just huge gain. So far, him being able to just set pressure and being able to just dominate the guard that he's going against, and being able to just basically how it works is you are able to just take your arm, press out, and because his arms are so long, he's able to set the pressure, basically push the guy off, and guess what? I'm already in the backfield, and I'm already basically making a difference on this sort of run offense that St. John's is trying to basically look to set the tone with in this first few plays of the second half. They're trying to get back to, we're going to dominate the line of scrimmage. That's not what Mikhail Powell says at the end of the day. So now we're going to see about 3rd and 7 from the 28-yard line. DiPietro, he's going to use his legs instead, goes a little bit on the perimeter, and he's going to be tackled out of bounds right there. That's going to be number 31. Looks like Michael Walsh coming in at the end there with a couple other guys. Looks like Aramis Reyes as well. Big play towards the end right there. We're going to see if that was enough to stop them from basically having a first down. And they're moving the chains. First down for St. John's here at the 35-yard line. A little bit of a generous spot, we'll call it, from that official down on that St. John's sideline, but however, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, first down, about a minute and a half off the clock so far in the second half. And DiPietro just being able to be effective with his legs, that's been a big thing for this offense. And we're now seeing a trips bunch there at the top as he tosses it out there to Nevado. Big play right there. Elijah Rivera coming in for the legs. You don't see that too often. But again, he's one of those corners that now he's just setting the edge and he's able to make tackles like that. That's so crucial for a defense. If you can have corners that are able to do stuff like that, that it's a game changer at the end of the day. I mean, you don't see that too often. It's very rare. And the fact that Elijah Rivera has been he's honestly, I'm going to call him, he's one of the game changers so far. He's been one of these sort of guys that you didn't expect coming into the game, but he's been really working it. And now we're going to see St. John's with trips here on the bottom of the field. And DiPietro coming back, and he's going to move around in the pocket. Antoine Lino Diego just moves him around, unfortunately just not able to wrap him up. And he's going to go for a basically throwaway right there, just trying to make sure that you live to fight another down. And oh my gosh, Antoine Lino Diego, I mean, you're right there. You just got to wrap up a little bit and just grabs him by the jersey, tries to throw him into the dirt. Unfortunately, DiPietro just able to get out of it, and no one in the area. But again, just that's one of those plays there. You're just trying to basically make it to now we're going to have, looks like third down on the play, 3rd and 10. Money down right here for the Leominster Blue Devils. Just try to get them off the field and just have that first success of the second half. It's huge for this defense here. And it looks like St. John's going to send out the spread as they have a 2-by-2 formation with receivers on both sides. And 3rd and 10 from the 35-yard line. DiPietro looking for the out route there, and just unfortunately, Lopez is unfortunately not in the right spot. He might have bit on an in-breaking route, and that's DePercy. He's able to get past Osiris, and again, we're going to wait the spot right here, but it looks like we might get a chain adjustment here as they're going to assess to see where this first down will be a first down or not. And we're waiting as the chain's got to come across the field, unfortunately, so it's going to take a little bit longer than it normally would. However, this would be a huge pickup right here. Another 3rd down conversion for the St. John's offense. That's going to be the big thing that we see a lot of as we await for the official marking. And it looks to be close here. Real close. And we're waiting. And it might be 4th down here. We're waiting for that official signal from this head referee here. It's a little bit of an unusual process here, folks. Bear with me, though. As again, just DePercio makes it really close on the end there. Not sure exactly where the ball is marked, and we're waiting here. Looks like it's going to be 4th down as we didn't get that first down signal from the official. So it's going to be 4th, and it might be, honestly, it might be within an inch. So it's going to be really interesting to see here for these folks. And again, these are the types of plays that are going to set the tone for this game. And this is a momentum shift right here as Leominster crowds the line here with this offense. They're expecting the inside zone right here. DiPietro takes the snap, inside zone right up the middle, and he's stopped. It looks like behind the line. Huge play right there. Antoine Lino Diego setting the edge right there, and then also Mikhail Powell. Again, big play right there. Being able to come up with something at the end of the, just being able to set that tone, move the line of scrimmage back. And that's huge right there because now you're on the positive side of the field if you're Leominster. So, again, this is going to be your best field position of the day I'm pretty sure. So this is going to be huge for this Leominster offense. If you're able, just all it's going to take is a couple plays because normally this is a big – Leominster has thrived off the fact that it is a big chunk play type of offense. And Lopez in the pistol, hands off to Cora right here, trying to follow his right tackle right there. Unfortunately, stopped a little bit too early. And that looks like Joey Morris for the Pioneer defense. And again, just only a pickup of 1. So it's going to be 2nd and 9 from the 44 right here for this Leominster offense. And again, just the fact that both these teams now have defensive linemen where they're able to just basically use their length to their ability and just understand that, all right, I'm going to basically, I have long arms, so I'm just going to push you as far as I can, and I'm going to make it tough for this running back to find a hole to work with. It's exactly what you see right there. As Lopez from the pistol, hands off to Cora right there, and he makes a nice little cut, and he's going to go forward for a first down for sure. Xavier Cora, that's what you're going to get out of him. You see like the nice little shallow cut right there, so I'm going to stick my foot in the ground, work my way up as he's tackled by a few St. John's Pioneers. Looks like at the end it was Steven Nim and also Joey Morris heading the group right there for the Pioneers. Big play right there. Huge first down right there from the Blue Devils offense. Going back to that inside zone right there. Cora moving his legs forward, and that's going to be a nice little pickup of 5 about. That's what you get out of Xavier Cora. You're going to get this guy that just, he's going to put everything into every play, and that's what you're seeing right now. I mean, sticks his foot in the ground, able to get more yards than he should, and just being able to just, you might get him when it's 2 yards, but the fact that he has that extra leg drive where he's able to make that 2-yard sort of pickup, he's able to turn that into a 5-yard. So it makes these sort of second downs a lot more manageable. As we see from the 25-yard line, Lopez rolling out, so he's just going to use his own legs, move out of bounds, and again, pick up the first down. No contain right there from the St. John's defense. So a little bit of a mistake there, and Lopez able to capitalize on it. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if you're going to leave it that wide open for a guy that's going to be known for how well he uses his legs, why not? And now we're going to see Leominster in the red zone again. And we're going to see 1st and 10 right here from about the 17-yard line, as we have 2 receivers to the left. And the last time we were in a situation similar to this, we saw Ryan Ricker use a corner route and get to the corner. But again, hands off to Cora and has a nice little pickup right there. It's going to be close to about 6. We're going to see where the official finally spots him. But being able to follow his lineman, it looks like that was number 73. Looked like Rodney Tazell, being able to follow his pulling offensive lineman, and again, Cora just using him to his ability, able to get a nice pickup of 7 here. So we're going to see 2nd and about 4 here. And Lopez going back from that pistol, just handed up to Cora, and it looks like Leominster has found something out of this pistol formation that they're just going to use it. Whether or not they call it read option, it's one of those types of inside zones where quarterback's going to step out of the way, hand it off to your running back. And that's exactly what they're looking to do as Cora fights forward for a few more yards, as we have 2nd and goal now inside the 5, looking closer to about the 1-yard line. And again, looks like Leominster, once they find something, they're just going to beat it to a pulp. They have found a weakness in this St. John's defense right here. We're just going to keep attacking it, and that's what they're going to do. Again, we're seeing really big from this offensive line on this drive. They're able to just set the tone as they're going right back to that play call. Cora moving forward. We're going to see as he stopped just shy of the goal line. So it's going to be 3rd and goal. And the big thing, when you see this Leominster offense, they don't really have an under center type of scheme. So we're going to see a lot of shotgun, which every once in a while you start to wonder, all right, when you get to these sort of once you get to these situations, it's so nice to have an offense where, hey, let's just do a QB sneak. Let's just literally ride it up the middle. But instead, Leominster putting both of their star backs there. We're going to have Cora at the fullback and Aramis Reyes in the backfield. Lopez just going to hand it off to Reyes, and he's met immediately. And that looks like Griffin Harding setting the tone right there. Unfortunately, just not good right there. I mean, the offensive line, it was so good, but it just looks like the Pioneers, they just sent too many for this Leominster front to really just be able to do anything. As we await right here to see what Leominster is going to call here. And it looks like we're going to get 4th and goal now. And it looks like they're trying to wait for that play to come in right now. I was trying to make sure that all the right personnel is out. So I have a feeling we're going to see a timeout here called by Devin Gates as we try to make sure that this offense is set and ready. So again, just taking a second just to address the situation. That's going to be the biggest thing that you see in these sort of timeouts and what happens at this point of the game. You're just trying to take a breather and realize, all right, we got a big play right here. It's essentially 4th and 5. We need 5 at the end of the day. We can't settle for anything less. So that's what we're going to see right here from this Leominster offense. We know that what they were able to do was work well out of that inside zone and pistol, but it looks like St. John's on that last play, you see Griffin Harding, he was able to just basically attack that A gap and was able to meet Aramis Reyes at the point of contact, and unfortunately just didn't work at all on that last play. But again, 4th and goal from the 5. We're going to see if Leominster sends the offense back out here. They probably will, to try and put 6 on the board to get a little bit of some breathing room on this scoreboard. And here we go. Osiris Lopez in the shotgun with Cora to his right. And again, just looking to make sure that the play call is for sure known by everybody. Lopez takes the snap, moves to his left. He's just going to get a move in space. And he's going to move around a little bit, trying to see if we can get a nice little play here. Goes for the end zone, and that's a big play by Jadis Delgado. Able to find his guy open, and that is a huge play right there. Jadis Delgado. And that's 9-play drive right there. About 45 yards for the Leominster offense. 6 on the board, folks. And we're going to have a 13-7 game here awaiting the point after. And again, that's just huge. Having something like that where your quarterback, yeah, I can make a guy miss, but also having the receiver where I know where to go when the play breaks down. I know where to go when it scrambles. That's huge. As Eli Rivera, again, puts it between the uprights, 14-7 Leominster off of a huge 4th down stop. You see it right there on the screen, folks. Lopez, he's one of the toughest people to tackle. It's as if you were to basically, it's going to sound weird, folks, but if you basically put butter around him, it's like one of those things where he's like a greased pig. And it's insane because you can't catch a greased pig. That's exactly what Osiris Lopez is, except obviously he's not a pig at the end of the day. So let's be reasonable. I'm sorry, folks. My analogies, they're really not hitting tonight. I'm apologizing. I'm hungry, clearly. It's around dinner time. I'm sorry, folks, if I'm putting a little bit of some weird stuff on here. Whatever. At the end of the day, we're just here to enjoy some football. And again, let's just enjoy the fact 14-7 Leominster Blue Devils over St. John's. And we get Elijah Rivera kicking off again. And we're going to see it a little bit here as it looks like Novato getting a little bit of room to work with. Tackled there at the end by Benjamin Marchetti. Big play right there. And again, catches it inside the 10 and able to make almost like a 20-something yard run right there. Marchetti comes in at the end with Juan Miranda, able to swarm him, make sure that he doesn't get anything more. And St. John's going to start here. 4 minutes left in this third quarter from the 34-yard line with a 1st and 10. And we await right here. We're getting an official timeout right here. It looks like we might have an injury on the St. John's sideline. So just trying to make sure that they get the medical attention needed over there. And again, this is going to be a huge drive for St. John's here. But again, we're hoping that everyone is all right and okay on that sideline. As Looks like we wait for the training staff and the medicals to go over there and make sure that this situation is taken care of properly. But again, on that last drive, we see right there that it's huge, especially from that front five, those linemen. It's huge, especially. We see Giovanni DiMarzio at the center. He's able to just be able to use his size to his advantage and just set the tone on that front five. And I mean, we also got Carter Austin at the left tackle. We've got Vittorio Pamarini at guard. And then we got Antoine Lino Diego, and we also got Rodney Tizell. All five of those guys, those are the guys that made that last drive. That's why we got 7 on the board. So just being able to realize, all right, we finally found something that our line was doing well at. Let's just keep riding that. And that's exactly what they did right there. And we're going to be back here on the field, 14-7, 4 minutes left, as I mentioned earlier. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line as Leominster has their 4-man front. DiPietro gets the snap, drops back a little bit, looking for the deep ball here. Has a little bit of room and just a little bit outside the fingertips. At the end of the day, incomplete. John Papani, unfortunately, not able to wrangle it in, but he got a little bit of separation right there past Juan Miranda. However, at the end of the day, once you see that official cross his arms, incomplete, 2nd and 10, folks. And we're going to see from the 34-yard line again. And that's something we haven't seen a lot of from the St. John's offense. There hasn't been much of trying to push the ball vertically. So a little bit of something different that we've seen now. Again, you don't take those shots too often. You had it there, unfortunately, just not able to connect. DiPietro looking back, takes the snap, hands off to a running back, new one under, and that is Daniel Wing taking the snap right there. Able to get a few, so relieving Novato of some carries here, as it looks like they're going to mark him at about a gain of almost 8 right there. So we're going to get to the 42-yard line here. Huge pickup on 2nd down. So we're going to make that 3rd and 2 right here for this St. John's offense. Last time they were here, though, they were able to get it to about 4th and inches, and we know what happened last time. However, we're going to see if the Blue Devils can stop them. Pressing all the corners. And again, looks like, and he's stopped by a little bit by his blocker. Daniel Wing, he might have had daylight there, however, ran into John Papani at the end there. Juan Miranda able to stop him at the end. And again, looks like St. John's has found a running back that's working for him at the moment. And again, a little bit of a difference here we're seeing. No Cora here on the defense. DiPietro initially met right there by 31, Michael Walsh. We've mentioned his name a few times, but that's, again, Daniel Wing. Looks like they've found a new running back to relieve Novato. It looks like it's been working pretty effectively right here, as he's had about 4 carries for a lot. Looks like about 30 yards for him so far. Mainly coming from that one chunk play, but he's been pretty efficient getting the 5 minimum lately. And DiPietro back as he has 2 receivers on each side, drops back, looks to his left, and he's going to scramble, use his legs up the middle right there, and he's taken down by 3 guys. Michael Walsh again with the tackle. Back-to-back plays for him, where first guy to meet the ball carrier. And we're going to see where they officially spot him at the 21-yard line right there for the Pioneers. So they've found something that's worked. And again, they're just going to keep trying to get back to the well. So we're going to see it right here. It's about 2nd and 8 from the 21-yard line, or 2nd and 9. Motion across the formation. So you have trips to the left here. DiPietro looking for the snap here. Looks for his guy, and he finds an open one at the corner, and just a little bit on the inside shoulder. Unfortunately, Cole DiPercio not able to haul it in. Wide open. A great play call right there. Able to set the corner up. Just, again, this is 2 times now on this drive that St. John's just hasn't been able to connect with their wide open receivers. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say wide open, but that one definitely a little bit of a miscue right there, but doesn't matter. 3rd and about 9 right here from the 21-yard line. And we're going to see right here as they're going to flip the formation. DiPietro trying to make sure that his receivers on the right side, trying to take advantage. And Cora is back in on defense right here. Motion across the field. And DiPietro finds his running back out of the backfield. Michael Walsh, unfortunately not there, but Juan Miranda is. And again, Daniel Wing just seems to be a menace at this point for this this Pioneers offense. Huge pickup right there. Looked like a pickup of about 16. And we're seeing at the end right there, looks like Steven Nim coming off with a cramp right here. So we're going to make sure that these guys get hopefully some potassium, some bananas in their system to make sure that they stop cramping up and get some water to them. But again, that's what we're going to see right here. It's a little bit hotter on these turf fields, so you're more prone to cramping up, and these lower extremity type of injuries are a lot more frequent on turf fields. That's what you see more common than not. But again, St. John's looking to see what they're going to call here as they get a 1st and goal opportunity from the 5-yard line. Daniel Wing seems to be the big guy on this drive right here. Ever since the switch up now, it looks like he's not holding back at all. Coach, give me the rock. I'm going to tote it. That's basically what we're seeing right now. And the St. John's offense looks to set up as we get a 2-by-2 set with a tight end. And that tight end is Paul Hanlon right there. DiPietro looking across to see, making sure that the official signals that he's ready. And he looks again, motion across the formation right here. And again, that looks like Mikhail Powell, the freshman standout already. Huge play, getting in the backfield, making sure that DiPietro doesn't have much room to work with. And again, he's just able to beat that right tackle and just use his quick step. Easy work for Mikhail Powell. And we might be seeing the beginning of a new star in the white and blue on this defense. And that, again, once you get that 3rd guy on that front 7 that can really just electrify a defense and be able to just cause any negative plays, that's what you love to see for the white and blue here. And DiPietro takes a snap, going for a quick out route right there. Good tackle there by Juan Miranda. Paul Hanlon going out of bounds. Juan Miranda pretty jacked up right there about that open field tackle on the tight end. Huge. He was able to make sure that he didn't get any extra yardage. Nice little pickup of 5 for St. John's. So we're going to see 3rd and goal right here. And it looks like new personnel coming in for the Pioneers. So we have about 30 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Ball is now on the 5. And making sure that both sides are getting correct personnel. We're seeing Leominster might be coming in with a 4-man. Actually, sorry, they're going to be coming with a 5-man front right here. A little bit different than what they normally do. As it looks like St. John's sending in their own jumbo package of 3 backs in the backfield. However, we're going to get a timeout right here. And we're going to see what St. John's has to dial up here. I mean, the big story on this drive, I'm going to keep saying it, it's been Daniel Wing. He's been huge in terms of just having a change of pace back. But normally you get those guys once every couple sort of carries. No, he's just been the absolute workhorse this drive. It's been basically flowing through him. He's been the reason why they've now sort of found a resurgence of what they're able to do on this offense now. And we've seen also for this Leominster defense, Mikhail Powell, he's been really huge. I mean, he's made a couple big plays on this drive, being able to stop the run. And we saw earlier in the drive that he was able to just force a couple of mistakes by this offensive line. It's huge when you can have a freshman that's able to just change the game already in this sort of manner. He's going to be huge going forward for the season, hopefully. And yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. I mean, at the end of the day, if you can get a stop right here on this 3rd and goal from the 5, just by being physical, using the fact that, hey, we're going to send our 5-man front out here right now. You're not going to bully us in the box. We're going to do everything we can. And St. John's quick to the line right here. Going for the play action boot right there, looking across. And he gets a little bit. And again, at the end of the play right there, taken by a couple guys. It looked like that was Jason Wilson coming in at the end. We saw right there, it looked like it was Nathaniel Hankins able to force DiPietro up in the pocket, made it a little bit uncomfortable for him, where Wilson just able to clean it up on the end, as St. John's looking to take 3 here on this 4th and goal. Huge stop right here for Leominster. And that's good for the kicker. That looks to be Danon Guiney. Sorry, no good. So we're going to see Leominster back here with a 14-7 ball game. And yeah, it looks as though he just did not hook it enough. And that's the one thing that you're going to see a lot, especially in high school. It's so tough to kick from those hash marks because you just have to angle it so much if you're outside, because those hash marks, you can't just kick it straight like you would in the pros. You have to basically take the perfect angle where you have to go from the outside, knock it in. It just makes it that much more difficult for a kicker. And we see it right there as now we enter the 4th quarter, 12 minutes left of our season opener, as Leominster leads it 14-7. And they're going to take over deep in their own territory. But again, huge stop right there. I mean, you're going to go back. We're going to go back to that sack right there. Who knows if that's 5 yards closer, maybe that kicker makes it. But instead, because of the fact that Nathaniel Hankins and Jason Wilson and basically that entire front 5, because they were able to set pressure and make it that much more difficult for DiPietro to move around in the pocket, just makes it that much more easy. Sorry, that much easier. I got to work on my English, folks. Again, I've just been talking here. And we got right now 1st and 10 for Leominster from the 20-yard line, as Lopez going to be back in the pistol here with Aramis Reyes as his running back. Ryan Ricker motioning across the field. Aramis Reyes, he fumbles it, unfortunately. And there, St. John's gets a little bit of a bailout, as that literally went right into the arms of Jency Ramos for St. John's. Just fell right into his hands. He didn't know what to do with it. And looks like Reyes, he was just initially met. Looks like that was number 97, forcing it, Aiden Danello. Able to come up big right there. Again, huge play right there for the Pioneer defense. And just not exactly what you're looking for. I think that is now the 3rd turnover for this Leominster offense. And you can't win games when you're turning the ball over like this. DiPietro drops back, looks across the field, surveys, nothing. So he's just going to use his legs. Cora trying to track him down. And that's Elijah Rivera coming in from that edge on that corner, able to, at the end of the day, make sure that DiPietro moves out of bounds. And again, just a clean pocket right there. DiPietro able to move around. There was just nobody there remotely close. Xavier Cora trying to go across the field. And again, just Elijah Rivera stopping him at the 10. So we might be seeing a new set of downs here. And a new quarterback in the game, as Daniel Wing takes the snap, but that is Mason Haddad. sorry, I shouldn't say under center, but taking the snaps now from the center. As we'll look to see if something happened with Dylan DiPietro. And again, just time just ticking right now, 11-17. And again, just St. John's looked like it was just a one-play thing as Dylan DiPietro comes back to the field. And then gut trap on that last one just seemed to get a few yards there for him. DiPietro drops back, moves up in the pocket. Can't tell the numbers right there, but it looked like that was 72 again. Jason Wilson just being able to get the pass rush going. That's huge for this defense. I mean, DiPietro trying to move up in the pocket. You could probably, it's close to an intentional grounding, but not quite, just because there's no one in the area. But again, he got out of the pocket. So we're going to see here 3rd and goal for this Pioneers offense. And again, Leominster not too dissimilar from the situation they just saw themselves in. And they will call it intentional grounding. Thank goodness. Loss of down. So again, going to continue to be 3rd and goal here, but instead from the 15. So he pushed back the offense about 7 or 8 yards there. It's essentially a sack for Jason Wilson. Just won't count in the stat sheet. So now we're going to see what St. John's has to offer here as DiPietro drops back, looks a little bit, hitches, finds something across the middle, and that's Osiris Lopez with the pick. Going to see if he can make something happen after. He's got some room to work with, but works out of bounds. And that's a huge stop right there. First turnover for the defense. And again, that's just great play right there. Lopez able to just bait DiPietro into throwing that to Charlie. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this last name, but it's Garacha, I hope. And just great play by Lopez from that center field position where you're just able to play the middle of the field, let something happen, able to read DiPietro's eyes, is able to make a mistake. And Lopez knows that all too well from being a quarterback, that the eyes are just everything. They're going to lead you to where that ball is going to go. You're not going to see these types of guys that can make these no-look throws. As Lopez throws it to hands it to Cora, and just immediately met, looks like Griffin Harding, as well as number 44, Mac Vinton, and a couple others just having a meeting in the backfield. Big play right there for the Pioneers front. Going to be a loss of a few on the play as we have 10 minutes and about 15 seconds left on the clock. And Lopez taking his time to take the snap as it is now about 2nd and 11. Lopez takes a quick drop, finds Ryan Ricker wide open, and he's going to make a big play into St. John's territory. Again, he seems to be the guy that they're just dialing up. When we need to play bad, let's just go to Ryan Ricker. Finds the soft spot in that middle of the field. It's essentially a post. Great read by Lopez. And Ryan Ricker just, again, he's just able to get open across that middle of the field. He's just been so effective out of that slot on anything in breaking. And just huge play right there. So we're going to get a 1st and 10 right here from the 34-yard line. Lopez takes the snap, drops back a little bit, and he finds Juan Miranda just a little high, so he has to drop immediately. But again, looks like we're getting a cramp right here. Juan Miranda, though, big pickup of about 9. So we're going to see 2nd and 1 right here. However, you're going to get stretched out a little bit. And it looks like Xavier Cora making sure that he gets him going. Big play right there. Sat right across the middle of the field. Juan Miranda with no one around him. Great awareness of just knowing where the soft spots in this defense are. We're seeing a lot from the St. John's secondary. They're leaving the middle of the field open. Leominster finally attacking it. And that's where we're getting these big plays from. I mean, earlier we saw a couple plays at the middle, but we see it especially there with Ryan Ricker first on that post route. Then we see Juan Miranda. Huge stuff right there. Just being able, having an offense that's going to take care of that intermediate, of that 8 to 12 yard area. Just being able to have something where you're able to get in that sort of zone. That's so huge for an offense, because you get these chunk plays that then once they become 8 yards, then because you're getting him in open space, that 8 becomes 12. That 12 becomes 15. That 15 becomes a touchdown eventually. So that's what we're really seeing right here from the Leominster offense on this drive here. Lopez hands off the court, and he finds some room to work with here, just chugging his legs forward, taking the train on the Cora Express from the 15-yard line now. Big pickup right there for the Leominster offense. And we're going to see right here, 1st and 10, as the offense takes a second to understand what play is getting signaled in here. Cora going to be to Lopez's right. Lopez drops out a little bit, finds that soft spot again that we were talking about. Jadis Delgado able to get some room, use his strong hands, just be a good possession receiver. And that's exactly what you're looking for out of these type of X-receiver types of guys, where he's able to use his size to his advantage. These corners are typically not as big as what Delgado is. So just being able to shield off anybody behind him, use his body to catch it, nothing wrong with that. I mean, I know more often than not you don't want these body catches, but when you're that wide open, just secure it any way possible in traffic. Perfect job right there. Lopez fakes the handoff right there, looking for some room, and he's just going to trust himself inside the front pylon. Mr. Official, put your hands up for 6 on the board. Osiris Lopez, as he's going to run down the track a little bit. And we're going to get 20-7 here for the Blue Devils. That's great stuff right there. St. John's just didn't have enough outside help right there. Lopez able to beat Steven Setsos. Works for us. I mean, 6 on the board. Awaiting 7 to see if Elijah Rivera can put it between the uprights again for the 3rd time. And he does. So 21-7, folks. 7.5 minutes left of this game. Leominster taking a 2-score lead right here, coming off of that 6-play drive of about 66 yards, folks. Again, this Leominster offense, you force that turnover off of Lopez, and guess what? Lopez, you're going to be rewarded with a touchdown at the end of the day. That's huge stuff that we're seeing right now. Just this Leominster offense, it finally found something working. They're taking these chunk plays. They finally realize that, hey, St. John's, they might just leave us with these sort of 8 to 12 yard pickups every once in a while. Let's just go straight and attack that. It's exactly what you want to see from this offense right here. And that's why you were able to get an effective and efficient drive right there of just basically averaging 11 yards a pop. That works at the end of the day, held off the back of Ryan Ricker with that explosive 30-yard play. And we're going to see it right here as Elijah Rivera setting up the ball on the tee as he will kick off now. And we're going to see right here if St. John's has an answer to see if they can cut into this lead that Leominster has built. And Rivera kicking off. And Daniel Wing fields it, holding on to the ball, and he's able to get about a 15-yard return, maybe just shy, but he's tackled at about the 23-yard line here. So St. John's will have some room to work with here as they try to see if they can chip into this now 2-score lead that we're looking at here from the Blue Devils. Absolutely riveting stuff that we're seeing right now. It's been big. I mean, you start this half off 7-7. All of a sudden, you're thinking, oh, man, we throw a pick to end that first half. And then we see Reyes fumble the ball. again, just Leominster's defense just really setting them up right now. As DiPietro sends his back in motion, and it's going to be a quick screen. And oh my gosh, so close right there. Jadis Delgado almost picks it off with the misfire. Looking for Daniel Wing right there. Delgado, great read right there. Make sure that he hedges that wide receiver that was trying to block him, and it looked like it was Cole DiPercio. Misfire right there again from DiPietro. Trying to get the running back screen to Daniel Wing, as he's been the effective back here in the second half, as opposed to what they've been using with Navedo. And we're going to see right here trips from the offense as DiPietro sets up, takes the snap right there, looking to dial up a seam right there, a little bit too high for his tight end, and that's Paul Hanlon again. Trying to get the size down the seam, trying to split the safeties a little bit. And Jadis Delgado, great in coverage right there, making sure that he puts his hand up and put the seat belt on, because Paul Hanlon, you are strapped up right now. Pioneer offense going to be 2nd and 10 here. A little bit too high again from that DiPietro shot. Sorry, 3rd down after the 2 incompletions. Jadis Delgado just really finding a nose for the ball here in the secondary. They're trying to test him, but unfortunately it's not working. Pioneers offense resets here. 3rd and 10, trips to the far side of the field. DiPietro takes the snap, hands off to his running back, Daniel Wing right there. Makes a little bit of a cut right there, but again, met by a group of Blue Devils. That is Ben Marchetti, and it's Michael Walsh right there coming in together, able to stop Wing from picking up a 1st down. So we're going to see 4th down here from the Pioneers offense. We're going to see, as it was a solid pickup right there off the draw, Pioneers have to leave their offense out there as it's a 2-score game. It's going to make it that much tougher for the offense. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. DiPietro, it's going to be 4th and about 5 here from the 28-yard line. DiPietro drops back, looking for the fade, going for it all, and just too high. Trying to get John Papani. Might be the 3rd time they've tried for that. Just no dice here. So we're going to see Leominster try to see if they can sort of milk the clock here a little bit as they take this 2-score lead and try to build off of it. It's looking pretty good for the Blue Devils. And again, just a huge game right now. We're going to see 1st and 10 from that 28-yard line. Great defense right there. Elijah Rivera closest in coverage. Huge, making sure that he plays the fade right. Great stuff right there from the defense. And looks like we're going to now see the run game in effect with Cora. And that's exactly how he thrives, using his legs. Huge pickup right there of about 23. Xavier Cora making a couple guys miss at that beginning, finds the hole. Great job right there from the line. We really had to say a name. I would say Giovanni DiMarzio, making sure that he washes down his defensive tackle. And then again, just making sure that you follow Carter Austin for a little bit. Great stuff going on right now from this offense. We're looking to see right here, 1st and goal from about the 4. As Cora, the back, Lopez, the quarterback. 2 receivers to the near side on the hash mark. Going back to that zone. Cora untouched. Touchdown, Leominster, folks. That just might seal the game here. 27-7. 3 scores now. And that might just be the nail in the coffin for St. John's, unfortunately for them. And again, just great stuff from that front 5. O-line just absolutely pancaking everybody, getting their paychecks worth tonight in this second half as Leominster just pulled away with the game. We're going to see a flag right here as it looks like it was good. We're going to wait to see what the flag was. It appears something on the offense as we await the official signal. And no, sorry, flag on the defense here. Might have been a neutral zone infraction. So they're going to be kicking it from the 1 now. Elijah Rivera squares up, moves a couple steps to the side. As we have his holder, Bernardo Rodriguez, been doing a great job. Unfortunately, not that time. Elijah Rivera moves out to the outside, and there we go. 2 points on the board. There we go, folks. 3 for 3 with the PATs tonight, and an extra 2-point conversion for him. Elijah Rivera, stud moment right there. That's a great job using your speed, getting outside. Play breaks down. Hey, you know what? That's when I thrive. That's exactly what Elijah Rivera is saying right now. Great stuff right now, as we're now going to see 29-7 from this Leominster St. John's game here, folks. And we've got about a little under 6 minutes. We got 5 minutes and 43 seconds left of this game. It's not too often that you see teams come back from this. So it would be miraculous if St. John's is able to sort of put something together here, see if they can build off of it maybe for their next game. Although I don't want to put my announcer's jinx on this game. So you know what? I'm just going to stay quiet for the rest of this one until it's all zeros across the time clock here. As Rivera kicks off right here a little bit high. Going to be fielded around the 15 right here. And it looks like the Percy finding a little bit of some wiggle room right here as he's forced out of bounds by Juan Miranda. Great stuff right there from the Leominster special teams, making sure that DePercio doesn't have too much room to work with. However, looks like it's going to be a pickup of about 25 on the return. So St. John's will start from the 38-yard line. And at the end of the day, St. John's needs a score now. And we have about 5 minutes and 30 seconds left of this game, folks. Sorry for the little bit of technical difficulties. But that is on St. John's end, so blame them for anything. As they roll out to their offensive left, DiPietro tries to find his receiver, DePercio, on the sideline. Just not enough room there. Looking for the crosser. Just nothing there, folks. 2nd and 10 here for the St. John's offense. Again, we've seen a complete change here in this defense from first half to second half, forcing turnovers, putting the offense in any uncomfortable situation, and it's been beautiful to watch. I mean, if we had to single out anybody really, this secondary has stepped up to the challenge. We've seen Elijah Rivera make plays. We've seen Jadis Delgado. We've seen Juan Miranda make plays. We've seen Osiris Lopez force turnovers. And then obviously this front has been amazing. And again, just outside the hands, unfortunately, Cole DePercio hit him. Just not able to rally it in, folks. 3rd and 10 here as we have under 5.5 minutes left of this game. And again, big on Xavier Cora. It seems like whenever he's in the game, that seems to be when St. John's just doesn't have anything to work with here. And that front four, Macau Powell, he's been electric tonight. I mean, he's been a game changer through and through. And for this to be his first game of high school football, to be able to put this sort of effect on the game, it's been amazing. Antoine Dino Liego, he's been great as well. Jason Wilson, also been really solid as we get the blade screen on the inside here. And that is number 13, Charlie Garacha, getting some room to work with. So now we have 4th down and about 2, 8-yard pickup on the play. So we're going to see right here, what does St. John's try to do when the game is on the line? About 5 minutes left of this game, folks. As Cora waits for the signal for the defense, DiPietro looks to trips on the left side with a new back in the game. Looks like Joshua Labarge. And DiPietro hands off to his running back. And he's tackled, going to be past the first down mark. And sorry, not Joshua Labarge. That is Bernardo Rodriguez for St. John's. Huge play right there for them. Get the chains moving, and the clock continues to tick as we have 4 minutes and 20 seconds left here of this game. DiPietro, twins on both sides as he looks to take the snap here. Rodriguez to his right, moves up in the pocket, big sack right there. And you won't believe it, folks. Guess who it is? Mikhail Powell. DiPietro moves up in there in the pocket, forced up by Marchetti. And it looks like that's also new name, number 40, Ryan Fernandez. They're able to force DiPietro in the pocket. And guess what? That just makes it that much easier for Powell to just be able to just sack him and create for a havoc of a day for him. And again, DiPietro trips to his right. St. John's here on second down and a long shot. He's moving around in the pocket, trying to go to that sideline. And that's going to be to his tight end, Paul Hanlon. It would appear out of bounds, though. So we're going to see a 3rd and 15 from the 44-yard line from the Pioneers. And again, we're starting to see some exchange, making sure that we get fresh legs on the D-line here. So we got about 3 minutes left in this game. And DiPietro, 2 receivers on both sides, motion across behind him for the orbit motion. Bad snap, unfortunately. And it looks like Leominster falls on it. And that is Ben Marchetti. Great play right there. Just getting a nose for the ball, tacking the football, landing on it. Leominster are going to finish this game, hopefully, with some tempo offense, as that is probably the official night-night call for St. John's. And again, 29-7, folks, if you're just now tuning in. Leominster over St. John's. About 3 minutes left in this game. It's been a one-way show here in the second half. Started out 7-7, but we've seen 22 unanswered. And Reyes right there. Big play for the front four for St. John's. And we're going to see a loss of 3 there. So we're going to see 2nd and 13 right here from the 41-yard line, as Leominster just trying to take some time off the clock, get this game over with so we can get on the bus and go home and celebrate, folks. So, again, just going to try and eat up as much of that play clock as much as possible. As Reyes the back with Lopez taking the snap. Hands off to Reyes. He's going to get the outside zone right here. Slips a little bit right there. Only going to be a pickup of 1 here. So it's going to be 3rd and 12 now from the 40-yard line. As we now reach about 2 minutes left in the clock. And we'll look to see, as there is no 2-minute warning here in high school football. So again, just trying to take up as much time as possible so we can put this game in the books for a Leominster win And again, just really to highlight a few people on offense, your big players of the game. Osiris Lopez has been huge. We've had a touchdown from him on his legs and through the air to Ryan Ricker, as well as one from Xavier Cora as Lopez runs down the sideline trying to see if he can get one final one. Runs out of bounds. Clock will stop. So we will see a minute 20 left as Leominster hopes to kneel the ball out, as this game is likely over, folks. And again, just to go back to it, just huge as the passing game went through Ryan Ricker. Anytime the offense needed something to be a deep shot, Ryan Ricker was there. He's had 3 catches of 20+ over as he hands off to Reyes here. Reyes cuts it inside here. Going to be a pickup of a couple as we look to close this game out, folks. And about 40 seconds left on the clock. And then on defense, we have seen the emergence of Mikhail Powell. Freshman sensation. Some are calling it already. It's going to be electric for this Leominster defense here. Blue Devils trying to take the clock out. And it would appear that will be it, folks. That is it. Leominster will celebrate at midfield, and we will get handshakes for the rest of this game. And your final score, 29 Leominster, St. John's 7. As we're going to get 1-0 to start the season here for this Leominster football season. I'm Liam Curtin, and I will see you folks next week. Have a good weekend.
LTV's Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors by MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com.